Hello everyone and welcome to the first official episode of Cast 514. My name is Laisla Perge, also known as Broadcast Storm, and together with me is my co-host that likes to spam CCP every 12 hours on Twitter, Ben Gruber, also known as Gudrus. What's up, Gudrus?
Not much, and it's not always every 12 hours. Sometimes they give them a little bit longer, 22, 23, sometimes 18, but never over 24.
Well, now we've mentioned in episode 0 that we'll bring some CCP friends to talk with us a little bit about that game called Dust. So, gentlemen, welcome to Cast 514 episode 1.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you guys please introduce yourselves to the listeners? Who are you and what your job is in CCP generally?
Sure. My name is Philip Wang. I'm the Dust 514 Community Manager.
My name is Atle Maur. I'm the Creative Director on Dust 514, also known as CCP Praetorian.
Awesome. So, as a job of Community Manager, what is your main role in CCP and Dust 514 when it launches and before it launches?
One of my main responsibilities would be to cooperate and help with our marketing department in reaching out to as many fan base and player groups as possible for the launch of the game Dust 514, and also as the game progresses, maintaining relationships with our player base and fan base.
Sounds awesome. And Praetorian, what's your job directly for Dust 514?
Well, as the creative director, I maintain the game's vision, and I set goals for each of our releases or milestones, together with the product management group. And yeah, just overall try to make it a really good game and have it fit nicely with the EVE universe.
If I might ask, do you keep your office dusty to keep yourself immersed in the proper vision for Dust?
Yeah. Precisely. No. We have a very clean office. It's pretty cool, actually. Have we released any images of our office?
I think
no, you haven't.
We did the interview Edge.
Oh yeah, the Edge interview. Yeah. There were some pictures of our office there, but I'm sure Phil can sneak a couple of photos for you guys to see how we work.
Do you have a fish tank?
Yes, we do.
Oh, good. We need to see some photos of that.
It's not as big as Hilmar's in Reykjavik, but.
Size doesn't matter. It's what you put in it.
Hello, Hilmar.
Actually, it's more of a hole in the ground. I actually fell into it one time.
Yeah, that's right. We have two. We have a fish tank that is lovingly taken care of by our level director and a couple of the IEs that work with us. And then we have the Japanese pond in the lobby.
Yeah, the death trap.
The death trap. Yeah.
Is this going to be providing some level of inspiration for Dust?
Yeah, exactly. Kill volumes.
Well, we should really go on with the interview right now. So, Gudrus, what's your first question and the official statement from CCP about the thing that people don't still believe us?
Yes. Okay, gentlemen, can you please, for once and for all, settle it? Dust 514 will support the mouse and keyboard in-game when you're shooting. Can you please settle this once and for all?
Yes.
Yes, we can. And yes, we will support the mouse and keyboard for Dust 514, including in-game shooting. And I just want to add that, we are aware of how difficult this is to get it right, because we've seen other games try to attempt this and there were some problems. But we are dedicating considerable amount of resources into this part of this particular feature, because we want to do it right, and we want to make sure that our players, when they use the mouse and keyboard, they will have very good experience, comparable to what they're used to on the PC.
Yep. Now, another question that this revelation has brought up is, what is the balance between the mouse and the keyboard versus the controller, and by extension, against PlayStation Move, got to be like? Are you going to make sure that it's all balanced? Because we've had a lot of concern over this. Yes?
We're learning a lot about the difference between the three styles of control, and I mean, obviously, we're still developing it. We're still balancing, and our commitment is very high. It's supposed to be perfect, but we'll go into more detail on that later once we've kind of hammered in all of the details.
Yeah, sounds good.
So, from your experience, what's your favorite equipment combination in foot? What drops you to gun, modules, other sorts of gear?
Well, in Eve, I'm a Galente ship pilot, and I use blasters, so I think that reflects a little bit in my gear and dust. I use the prototype assault drop suit and the kill switch GEK 38 assault rifle.
That's the one we saw in the trailer, isn't it?
No, not this one. This one is a little bit better. But because my character has obviously progressed a little bit and stuff, so I've skilled up to these items. But then I fit damage mods and like a small armor wrap. It's a pretty weak fit in terms of defense, hit points, but it does awesome damage.
So basically just like in Brutix with feet.
Your Tyrannus more.
Yeah. Well, for me, I'm more of a Mar pilot in Eve. Always have been. So for me, obviously, the obvious choice actually for me would be the heavier Mar suit, which I'm sure you've seen in one of our previous dev blogs. Yep. Also fitted with the BFG, which I think you've also seen.
Our equivalent of
our equivalent of the BFG. So with a fit like that, it's a very good anti-vehicle type of fit, and with as you know, that will have lots of vehicle fighting in game as well. This particular fit with the heavy drop suit and the anti-vehicle forge gun is a very effective way, and economically speaking as well, of dealing with pesky Galanti, LAVs zooming around trying to do bad things.
Yeah, or my Marauder.
Yeah.
Well, and also like the heavy as a vehicle killing machine. It's really effective if you work with other people using electronic warfare or the stasis stuff. So it's not really if you pit yourself against my Marauder, I'll win. Well, unless you're in an elevated position behind the rock or something.
Unless I'm
on the road, I will win. Unless you have friends.
Don't think we've heard anything about the Marauder specifically. Is that another racial heavy attack vehicle? Because we've seen only the Caldari and the Galante ones.
Yeah, so the Marauder is my favorite vehicle in the game. It's a type of HAV. It's called Surya is the name of that, and it's heavy damage dealer. It's a very advanced vehicle, and I fit it with a blaster, obviously, and crap loads of damage mods.
So basically, this is instead your Hyperion with tracks.
Yeah, exactly, and just like my assault suit, my drop suit, it's pretty weak on the defense side, so it's good to have a friend that remote armor wraps. Spider taking that stuff.
Bit of a glass cannon, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yep. And how long have you two been playing Eve for, actually, if I might ask?
Well, beta.
Beta?
Since beta for Atlee, for me, since I think 2006, which is when I first started joined the CCP.
So you got some serious veterans here.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Now, another thing from Eve, we've had a lot of people asking, a lot of people hinting at the wonderful skill training system in Eve, which sets it apart from pretty much everything else. Is it going to be making a return to Dust 514?
Yes, but with a twist.
With a twist?
Yes.
We
share Eve's passive skilling or the overall concept of passive skilling, and then that is modified with active skilling or success in battles and other activities can speed up your skill point accrual. There's a lot of nuances that I don't think is possible to dive into right now, but we have a dev blog very soon explaining this. Probably, yeah.
I look forward to this with bated breath.
I just want to add is that the breadth in the progression length of these skill progressions for Dust will be just as expansive and long, encompassing as Eve's.
I like the sound of that.
So you're pretty much going to combine a fight with the passive skilling in Eve, and you can pretty much boost your character in a sort of way. As more as you play, the more you're gonna get skills and improve your character. And if you don't play, you're not gonna progress that fast versus that guy that plays constantly.
Yeah, like that's basically how it works. But obviously, there's we can't have too much disparity between the two. So we have some mechanics in there to balance that out.
Yeah, obviously.
One of the things that was brought up was that, in a passive learning progression system that Eve has, one of the things that players sometimes point out is that newer players will never have the chance of catching up to the older players. Mm-hmm. And so we've kind of taken that feedback, sort of considered that. And so thus is a good chance for us to implement a system where, a new player, if he or she, tries really hard and plays quite a bit, has a chance of catching up to older players.
He or she is a good trooper. Yeah. But of course, we rely on specializations as a big mechanic to allow newer players to meaningfully contribute in combat. If you have some, corporation warfare in 0-0 and stuff like that, and there's a new player, just like in Eve, you want to be able to skill fairly quickly onto, in Eve it's the, interceptor pilot, or for us it's the scout, the dude that scans shit and stuff. So, but yeah, it's very similar.
Sounds awesome. Well, we've seen at one of the stages from a fitting screen that the ability to use certain meta level items are tied to services for particular factions. What's the deal with that?
Can you articulate that a little bit? Explain it in more detail?
Basically, from one of the fitting screens that you released as a screenshot, there was a particular module that was a Minmatar faction module, but it also had imposed on the screen saying that there was a particular achievement or level you had to get with Minmatar in service for the Minmatar Republic to be able to use the module. What was the deal with that?
We can't talk about that right now.
Can't talk about that right now?
Oh.
Super secret something?
Super secret something.
You're like it. You will like it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. We'll keep an eye out for that. Soon? Soon TM or soon?
Soon TM.
Okay. And which one of I know you elaborated on this a bit for drop suits, but which of the vehicles is your absolute favorite so far?
Well, yeah, like I said before, mine is the Marauder, but what is yours?
Well, for me, it's the dropship.
The dropship?
Oh, yeah. It's actually, a lot of people kind of don't give it the credit it's due, because people like Atlee who always like to come in with big guns and heavy tanks, come in and go rawr, yes. And then, but with the dropship is a very tactically flexible kind of a vehicle, probably one of the most flexible vehicles we have.
It's great for healing. It's great for one of its variants. Is great for healing. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, you can use it for a variety of different roles depending on the Fed. You can use it for scouted, you can use it for transport, or you can use it for remote repair, like Atlee said. Mm-hmm. And also, if you wanted to, you can also put out a fair amount of damage.
Yeah. You can fit it into a proper aerial damage dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, I remember with the dropship actually from the devlog for vehicles, it said you can actually give it a cloak, and there was also a clone reanimation unit, which basically allows people to jump straight into battle in your dropship, which must make it pretty insane. Especially, I don't know about fitting mechanics yet, if you could combine the two or not, but still, that's pretty insane.
Yeah. So you can, and it's the mobile CRU. It's pretty fun.
Yeah,
well, it's needed. I mean, our spawn points are mostly dynamic. We prefer players being in control of spawn points. So this is just one of the mechanics that ties into that.
I, for one, being a victim of spawn camping on occasion, thank you very much.
We've democratized spawn camping.
Well, what's actually the best moment that you had in Eternal Beta recently that you can describe in a rough lines? You don't really have to go to specifics, but what was your most favorite moment recently from the game?
Well, we've had plenty of really cool moments, but I guess one of the more memorable was the Kill Aino tournament. It's not part of the gameplay. It was after one of our release demos. We had a release party. This was before Christmas. And Eino, our economist, and a few others set up a mock zombie mode where Eino was alone against a bunch of Nova Knife wielding players pretending to be zombies. And it was just hilarious. It was really fun.
Yeah. Actually, the funny thing about the zombie mode is something that we kind of just stumbled upon sort of by accident, where we were doing a play test, and then we kind of expected some people to show up, but some people didn't, so we were kind of short on players, and we said, well, all right, well, what can we do, to kind of salvage this playtest? And somebody said, hey, you know what? Why don't we just have, 7 guys run around with knives and just try to kill Ina by himself? And then so it was like, yeah, okay, let's give it a shot. And then it turned out to be actually pretty fun.
Yeah, being like alone against a bunch of like knife wielding. Yeah.
I mean, it was.
Ino's really good, by the way. He's
one of our top players.
You want him on your team, or you want to hunt him down if he's not.
But going back to that Kill Ino tournament that Atlee mentioned, the best moment within that tournament was when Ino was he's kind of surrounded by some of these zombies coming after him, and then he throws a very well timed hand grenade, and it blew up like four
nice.
In one go, and we're just like, whoa.
Yeah, he was running off. He was in one of the outposts. He ran off. I don't know what object, probably some container or whatever, and turned around in the air, threw the grenade. It bounced off like 2 walls and then landed, and they all exploded. And the kill messages came. It's like, holy shit! Pure skill.
Yeah,
really cool.
It was amazing.
So, are we going to get zombie mode?
Well,
No, actually, I know a lot of people asked about a training mode. If we get a training mode, we'd probably be able to do that ourselves.
Yeah, we have areas for players to train and test fits and stuff like that.
And with that, you've just made 1 million players very, very, very happy people, potentially. And actually, on that note, is there any particular feature that you guys have actually put out to the public that everybody's pretty much missed that you think we should all be excited and jumping up and down in our chairs about?
That's a good question. I think you guys have pretty much, caught on all of them. Of course, there are features that we haven't released, but...
No, well, we can't be excited about those yet because we don't even know they exist.
You can extrapolate, but yeah. Ooh. I don't know.
We can speculate. We've done a lot of that.
I just wanted to kind of mention that for the in-game voice chat system, it's actually I know players, a few people have kind of brought questions about that, and they wanted to to make sure that they're asking if we're going to provide that in Dust, and the answer is definitely yes. We will have in-game voice support for Dust 5.4.
So you'll be able to stand on the ground in your drop suit and basically talk to the guy in the Dreadnought up in orbit shooting at the other guys directly?
Yeah.
And with that, you've also made many other millions of players happy.
Well, that pretty much concludes our interview, most of it at least. The questions were really, really kind of a general stuff, because obviously our CCP friends are not really allowed to talk about details still. But hopefully with upcoming content that we are gonna consume very, really soon.
Yes.
I think that CmdrWang actually mentioned that we should expect not one video, but perhaps more videos.
Yeah.
Right. I've been seeing a lot on Twitter and other social media places where people are asking when are we going to have, like, for example, a dev video blog and things like that, new trailers and things like that. So I just want to let everybody know that we are actually currently working on several videos at once. These would include like tutorial videos, more in-game reveal videos or trailers, and also the dev blog video as well. We're kind of stretched out on resources right now for video production, but we are trying to do all of these at the same time, because we have a very tight schedule where we're going to be releasing these to the public. So just bear with us little while longer, and you will see some pretty awesome videos coming out very shortly.
So this means I can stop asking you every day when the next dev blog is coming out on Twitter?
Please, yes.
Okay, and and you actually CCP Jan, Brandon basically said as well that the actual MPT Mortar's private trials will be starting in a few weeks after that. And you actually mentioned a tutorial video. Is that for the release of the MPT as well?
It's related.
It's related?
Yeah, it's going to be in conjunction with the MPT.
So we'll be seeing all of this soon, but not soon TM?
Soon. Not soon TM.
Well, without TM is definitely good for me. Well, good enough.
Yep.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, so much for this interview. Hopefully some people got their questions answered, and for those that didn't get answers, hopefully we'll have another interview later on when the game launches or when it reaches beta.
Yep. Oh, and before you guys go, I have to do this or they'll kill me. The Dust514 channel in-game, they wanted to say a shout-out to you and just say hi to you guys. And they love you and they want you to come in and talk to them in-game one day because they're feeling unloved.
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
Well, also, I would like to thank to DJ Hazar, the guy that actually is from Iceland and that did intro music for Cast 514. And you might remember him from a trailer from EVE Online Crucible as well. That whoop whoop stuff that you heard on that trailer, well, that's him. And also, I do hope that you enjoyed this episode of Cast 514. This is Broadcast Storm and Gregory's signing off.
Yep, we'll see you gentlemen next time.
Thank you.
See ya.